What is the new chapter in Sunflower Land? Is Web3 gaming dead, or maybe we can still invest and earn? In this video, I will explain everything that you need to know about the new chapter in Sunflower Land. I will give you recommendations for investments for small players that have $10, $50 or $100, and also for big investors that have $500 or $1,000 available to invest. Don't forget to join my Discord community with over 1,000 members and receive free rewards. And if you're not playing Sunflower Land, you can't even imagine what you are missing. I'm Cerber, and let's get started. Sunflower Land announced their 13th chapter, Crabs and Traps. This chapter brings some new features and also new opportunities for us. For those who don't know, participating in each chapter and completing special deliveries is key to making more money, reinvesting in your farm, and keeping earnings growing every day. Today you will learn how to make more money. I will give you a ready-to-go plan that you just need to follow to increase your income in the end. Chapters in this game run for 3 months. During these 3 months, players complete deliveries, get seasonal tickets, and buy NFTs. These NFTs can be sold at the end of the chapter to other players. Basically, you need to get tickets very cheaply and then sell an NFT to get your profit. Then with that profit, you can buy other NFTs with good ROI and make more money every day. The first update I would like to talk about is the Battle Pass. Finally, we have a Battle Pass in Sunflower Land. The rarity and items from Stella Store were removed and transitioned into the new system, the Battle Pass. There are 2 versions, free and premium. To access premium rewards, you need to get VIP, which costs $10 for 3 months or about $3 per month. Definitely get VIP. You will recover your funds easily with the new system. To get points in the Battle Pass, you need to complete daily deliveries for tickets. 1 ticket equals 5 points that count towards the Battle Pass. So let's say you get 5 tickets per delivery. That means you will get 25 points in the Battle Pass system. During double delivery days, you will receive 2 times more tickets and 2 times more points. To reach the maximum level 40 of the pass, you need 31,300 points. If you divide that number by 5, we get 6,260 tickets. During the entire chapter, you need to get 6,260 tickets from deliveries to receive all the rewards from the Battle Pass. But what are the rewards? Because when I saw them, I was shocked. The first reward in the VIP section is a +1 ticket boost. This one is a must-have, and you need to get it and wear it to receive more tickets daily. During the entire pass, you will receive a lot of boosts in both the premium and free versions. These boosts are usually not very good because they last only a few hours, but they help you earn more, so it's better than nothing. Then you will get raffle tickets. These can be used to participate in raffles where you can win free food to level up, gems, and even top-tier NFTs. First of all, gems are expensive and getting them would be really good. Then, if you get super extra mega lucky, you can end up winning an NFT that can easily cost $500. If you somehow manage to win the Crimson NFT or Power Aura, that's going to be at least $500. I know it's almost impossible, but one of us will get that. And even if not those NFTs, we will still get free food and free gems just by participating in the Battle Pass, because we get free raffle tickets. The next big thing that you will get from the Battle Pass is coins. I know that coins might be useless, but in total you will get 23,000 coins, which is about 15 flower tokens, and that's for free. Then you will get chapter tickets. The amount of chapter tickets is actually insane. We will get 740 tickets by completing the Battle Pass. That amount is very high in my opinion, and just for that you should participate in the Battle Pass. Besides tickets, we will get flower tokens and boxes with flower tokens. In total, on average, you will get 100 flower tokens from this Battle Pass. That's really a lot. 100 flower for free. I honestly didn't expect that because the amount looks very good. But they didn't stop there. We will get +1 bat for our bumpkin, keys, decorations, and by completing the pass, we will get a pet egg and an NFT that gives a 25% chance of +1 acorn. That NFT alone can cost about 100 flower tokens. So in total, you get a really big amount of flower tokens back, plus NFTs, coins, tickets, and more. I didn't expect that, and I was kind of hating the last chapter because it was really bad in my opinion and hard to profit from, but with this battle system it looks very good. The rewards are high and you definitely don't want to miss it. All the resources are already going up in price because of the number of participants. There are so many players doing deliveries this chapter that we cannot supply everyone. I skipped the last chapter because I didn't want to participate, but this chapter I'm actually excited and will share all my moves in my Discord community. The next update we'll talk about is the fishing system. They fully remade the fishing mechanism in the game, and now fishing has more utility than it had in the last chapters. First of all, you need to build a fish market. That's where you make processed resources they use for new cooking recipes and to guarantee a catch of a specific fish. Go to sfl.world, here you can find all the information well explained. These baits are important because they guarantee you a specific fish that you want. Then that fish you can use for daily deliveries or to collect a map. By using a specific fish as a bait, you have some percentage chance of getting a map, and by collecting 9 pieces of a map, you will get a marine marble NFT. For example, the Radiant Dry NFT. It's not tradable and gives you plus 0.1 iron mining. To get it, you need to fish with hammerhead shark, and there is only a 5% chance to get it. So to get 1 piece of a map, you need 20 hammerheads. To make a full map, you need 180 hammerheads. This can look pretty expensive, but if you combine it with skills, shrines and limited boost, it can be way cheaper. Another feature in fishing is the water tools. Now you can craft water tools to get crustaceans. You place water tools, use different resources, wait and get crustaceans that are needed for weekly bounties and daily deliveries. That's an additional utility for resources like creamstone, pet resources, fish, etc. It's a good system in my opinion because more resources are needed to participate in the chapter rise, meaning more resources will be burned. Now let's talk about the chapter rise because that's where things get interesting. I made a big article about chapter rises on my Twitter account. I will leave the link in the description so you can go there and read it. For small players that don't have thousands to invest in this game, the chapter rise is a good opportunity to make extra earnings or even double your income over 3 months. Right now there are 6 different items in Stella Store that you can grab. The first 2 are mandatory and you should grab them because they give you plus 2 tickets for every delivery. To get the next one, you need to do digging every day. I personally like digging, and getting that NFT for free is very helpful, and maybe it will even cost decent money. So I will just continue digging and get that NFT for free. The next one is Poseidon's Throne. It's a monument and it's not tradable, and the boost looks very bad. I would suggest keeping it. Then there are 2 main NFTs that you can go for, minus 10% Crimson Time or plus 2 Corn. In my opinion, the plus 2 Corn is better and will be more expensive, but it will also depend on the supply of both items. If you want, you can also use your tickets in auctions, but that's not the goal. I myself will try to participate in auctions, but I won't bid all my tickets just to get some NFT. No, I will calculate the estimated price for that NFT, see how much I spent per ticket, and based on that bid. If I get lucky, good, then I win a good NFT that I can sell for profit. If not, it's okay. I will get a plus 2 core NFT and sell it after. Now let's see how much it can cost you to get 6,000 tickets and complete the full battle pass. As you get all 3 boosts for plus 1 ticket, you will be able to earn 90 tickets a day from all deliveries. On average, you will spend about 25 flower tokens, and that's expensive because over 3 months that would be about 2,000 flower tokens. My recommendation and my strategy will be to skip very expensive deliveries. For example, Tywin. That guy himself can ask for 10 flowers worth of resources and then give you like 9 tickets. I 100% recommend you skip him. I will complete cheap deliveries and create a good price of flower tokens per ticket. In my opinion, an average price of 0.15 flower per ticket is already a good price. To track these prices, you need to use sfl.world and also use an Excel table. It will help you a lot with resource management, understanding how much you spend, how much you can profit, what to do in the next weeks, and you will also master Excel. So create an Excel table and put all your expenses there. The next way to obtain tickets is through weekly bounties. Here you need to deliver fish, flowers, obsidian, dolls, exotic flowers, and now new resources, crustaceans. In exchange, you get tickets. Some of these tickets can be expensive, like exotic crops or obsidian, but some of them are very cheap, like flowers, fish, and even some dolls. You can easily get 120 or more tickets per week by spending just a few flower tokens. Next, we have animal bounties. These I consider free tickets, because you would sell your animals for tickets anyway. The strategy I use is to feed my chickens and cows until level 10 and then sell them for chapter tickets and coins. I profit from cows and chickens because of the skills, and then I sell them because I don't need them anymore. In exchange, I get free tickets because I would sell them anyway. By doing this, you will easily get 40 tickets every week or even more. The next source of tickets is the weekly chores. These are the missions you need to complete to earn extra tickets. Sometimes the mission is like chop 500 trees, sometimes it's cook 50 orange juices. What I do is complete the ones I would complete anyway, like chopping trees. I would chop them anyway, so why not complete that chore? But some chores like cooking honey cake or mining gold or creamstone, I skip because I don't need honey cake and I don't mine gold or creamstone. So on average, you get about 20 tickets weekly for free or even more. If you want to spend a little bit, you can complete them as well, but the amount of tickets you get is not that much. In my article, I explained that it's possible to get 6,000 tickets by spending about 600 flower tokens. Yes, during 3 months, you will need to spend flower tokens. If you can't do that, then you need to find a way to get them. Otherwise, you won't be able to participate in the chapter rise and profit from it. Because after you buy a place to core NFT or get something from an auction, you would want to sell it and get your profit. And the profit can be double of your spending, 0 or 50%. It all will depend on how well you manage your resources. That's why I'm telling you to use an Excel table. What should investors do if they want to invest money in Sunflowerland? Let's say you have more than $500. You like the game, you believe in it, and you want to invest in this ecosystem. The first way to earn is by creating your land and playing normally like a regular player and putting your money into levels, expansions, and NFT boosts. This is the fastest way to earn your money back, but the important note is that you need to play yourself. I tried to find a way to delegate your farm to someone else and hire a scholar who would play with your NFTs and share profits, but none of this is possible. I myself don't really like playing every day and I'm looking more into passive income, so I choose games that don't require much time daily, like Sunflowerland. Another idea for passive income in Sunflowerland that I had is buying NFT pets and transferring ownership to me. Basically, pets need to be fed daily in order to sell their resources and earn flower tokens. Pets can be bought unlimited times, so I would have your pet, feed it, and send you the earned tokens, and whenever you want, I can sell your pet and send you the flower tokens back. I'm not sure I want to go down this road because it can be risky even with a hardware wallet, but that's the only passive income option I found in this case. That's my review of this chapter in Sunflowerland. For very small players, I recommend supplying crops, fruits and wood and selling them on the market because prices are increasing due to the high number of participants in this chapter. For medium budget players, participating in the chapter is very important because you can literally double your earnings within 3 months. For players with a high budget, there is only one way, and that's to buy a lot of good RI boosts and play for yourself, selling the resources you get on the marketplace. Don't forget to join our Discord community with over 1000 members. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.